Hi, this is Siley Kerker back again, making this video after a really long time. And that's because lots has been happening in my life, and it always is like this, isn't it? I mean, we are on this one path doing something, and something else comes around, and we're just totally blown away. So anyway, so that keeps me on my toes and keeps me awake and keeps on increasing my awareness of what needs to be done. But why I'm making this video today is because I've just been to a wedding, a very grand Indian wedding, and I just got a very weird feeling over there, and I got a very different sense where I realized that most of us find our life partner, or we get married to someone when we really don't know who we are. And because of that, we are actually seeking that our life partner will help us find out who we are. And that's really our expectation from our life partner. And it's a really big expectation because uh, it's actually our job to find ourselves and not anybody else's job. But when we get married, what we do is we actually put the whole onus of finding ourselves on our partners. And it's really unfair because we expect them to help us find out our flaws. I mean, they would eventually because we would create them as per our consciousness and they would play a role. But um, both the parties are actually playing out a role where they actually expect the other person to help them in finding themselves, and the other person does the same, and then that creates a lot of conflict. And I was wondering why weddings are giving such a high importance. I mean, that seems like the the biggest functions, at least in India, it's like the most grand function that you could ever see. And nowadays it's becoming even grander. People are spending like lakhs of crores of rupees on marriage. And I wondered why is it giving such a high importance in our societies? And I think it's mainly because two people, two human beings are taking an oath to be together forever in life. And that's the toughest job to do. Do you know this? Because no two people are same or are ever going to agree on one thing, I mean, all things in life. And they still are taking an oath that no matter what, we will stay together. That's the toughest thing to do in life. And because of that oath, because of that bonding, they go through hundreds and millions of experiences that help them to rise. So it is the biggest experience of our life, getting married. If you choose not to get married, that's fine too, because eventually you will play out somehow your experience with the help of some other role player. But your life partners are basically your biggest role players. They are helping you see all that is there in your consciousness. Whatever you feel, whatever you talk, whatever you know, hear your partner say to you, are actually who you are, is actually who you are, and your partner is helping you to see that. So really marriage is extremely important because it gives us a great platform to find out who we truly are. Although it might sound like it creates a lot of conflict and fights and pain and sorrow, along with happiness and joyous moments. Obviously it's a uphill up and down journey, but if you're not learning from it, then you're wasting your whole experience of marriage. And I really encourage you to look at your marriage as a learning ground and find out that what it is that you are able to find out through your partner. What is he trying to tell you? Whatever he's saying to you, he or she is saying to you, is actually what's there in your mind. is actually who you are. So listen to it, find out um, every single bit that your partners tell you, and see that they are truly, truly here to help you. They don't know it, but they are helping you. And that is why marriages are such a crucial relationships in human beings, in human societies. So I only wanted to share this little piece where I felt that people should know why they're getting married and how marriage is going to actually help them in their spiritual journeys. Um, it feels like marriage is the final thing that you ever wanted. That person is what you ever wanted in your life, but really, he's he's a help. He's like a spiritual guide for you to help you find yourself, because everything that eventually happens is about us. Everything that we want is actually for us, even though it feels like we're doing things for others, because we all are trying to find out who we are. And the marriage is one of that biggest step in finding who you are. So go ahead, get married if you want to. Don't have to think twice whether this is right or wrong. If you really feel like that you have to get married, then you have to, because you have to go through that experience, and that experience is going to help you find out who you are. So it really is not necessary that people who are on spiritual journey should stay alone and never get married, because if you have to, you will get married, you will get those experiences. There is no, you cannot escape it anyway. But remember, it's not something like marriages are made in heaven and you have to stay together forever, and that's extremely important. You have to don't have to um, put undue importance on that relationship. It is a relationship like any other relationship you would have with other human beings. It's a special relationship because that person is totally committed and you are totally committed in helping each other out. But apart from that, the true love, when you will start feeling for that person, that true love, when it comes out from you, you will realize it's not about that person. It's just the love that you always had in your heart, and you're able to express it to your partner equally to anybody else. If your partner also rises with you, then it becomes even grander and to an absolutely different level. But if not, it's still an experience and it's still a journey that one needs to go on. And it's the biggest experience of our lifetimes. So go ahead and get that experience and learn from it. And remember that your true happiness and your true love lies inside of you and nowhere out, not even in your husband, your parents, your children, nowhere else, but just inside of you. Bye.